Ciao! Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing 3 recipes, simple, easy, sweet, delicious treats or snacks made with one of my favorite things ever, tahini. Tahini, if you're not familiar with it, it is a ground sesame paste. So similar to almond butter, peanut butter, you know, all those kind of nuts or seed butters. The only ingredient is sesame seeds. I have this massive jar because I went to my Middle Eastern market and got it because I go through tahini religiously. Like, I think I use it every single day, and 90% of my recipes, I just love, love, love tahini. It is slightly bitter, very nutty. It just complements so many of the Mediterranean style dishes and treats and things that I make. So I thought I'd dedicate 3 quick, easy to no bake, sweet treat snacks, healthy, full of delicious flavor that all use tahini, because if I'm telling you you need tahini, I might as well give you some good examples. I hope you enjoy. Let's get into making some amazing sweet tahini treats. One of my top favorite desserts of all times is baklava. I love it so much. I love the gooiness, I love the honey, the cinnamon, the crispiness of it. There's so much that I love about it because it's such a natural sweetness, and I just love all the texture that it has going on. So to replicate that in something that I could eat every single day and that was so incredibly simple to make, seriously, such minimal ingredients goes into this recipe, I created these baklava rice crisp bars. So tahini is the base of these bars, and it adds that really nuttiness that you get, also more of like that toasted flavor from baklava, and that honey adds that gooey floraliness. And then the crisps of the rice crisps adds that like crispy phyllo aspect. And then I added in some pistachios and walnuts because that's super typical of baklava. And it's so simple. Literally, it's just a matter of mixing everything together. That's how hard this recipe really is. And of course, patience, because they really need to chill for at least an hour, I'd say, in the fridge, if not a little bit more. I like to store mine in the fridge as well. That way, like, because the tahini can get a little bit soft if you keep them out at room temperature. They're totally fine at room temperature. It's just a little bit better of texture when they're stored in the fridge. And of course, you have to cut them up like diamonds to make them look even more baklava-like. And I like to sprinkle some leftover nuts on top and some rose petals because I was feeling fancy and it just looked really pretty. But you can sprinkle whatever you'd like on top, and I promise you guys are going to seriously love these so simple, so delicious, crispy, gooey, baklava inspired rice crisp bars. So many things I love about these cookies specifically is how versatile they are. So the base is so simple. It's just almond flour, honey, some baking powder, salt, and just a few other things that make it such a simple, easy, one bowl cookie to make. No hassle at all. And you can flavor it however you like. I'm using something that I am currently so obsessed with, which is orange blossom water. I just recently found it and I can't stop having it every day. Sometimes I have it in my matcha, sometimes I throw it into treats like this, and it's such a beautiful floral flavor. It reminds me of my favorite scent in the world, which is neroli. It's just such a delicious Mediterranean flavor. But you don't have to do it. You could just do the orange zest. You could even make these lemon and add lemon zest. You could add vanilla extract in place of that and just make them a vanilla cookie. You could add cinnamon and make them a cinnamon tahini cookie. Endless possibilities. It's so simple, and you don't even have to refrigerate the batter. It's ready to go as soon as you mix it up. It's nice and thick like this because they create such chewy cookies. I scooped them all out, and they will spread out a little bit depending on how runny your tahini is. Mine was a typical normal tahini, so it was pretty runny. I like to pat mine down just because I wanted them a little bit more thin, but if you like a little bit thicker of a cookie, definitely just leave them as is. When you go to scoop them, you don't have to press them down. and the inside is incredible. It's so chewy and the outside gets nice and crisp. It's amazing. And why not add a glaze? So that's what I decided to do because I had a leftover blood orange, and these were a little bit orange inspired cookies, and the blood orange makes this beautiful fuchsia-y pink hue that I love. So I did a little glaze of just powdered sugar and orange juice. You could use lemon juice again if you're making them lemon, or you could roll them in cinnamon sugar if you're making a cinnamon cookie. Endless possibilities, like I'm saying. So I love these cookies. Love them, love them, love them, and I really, really hope you try them because I promise they are delicious. I was trying to find another word but delicious, but seriously, nothing else describes them but the word delicious. The second tahini recipe is done. It is delicious, you guys. These cookies are the perfect combination of insanely chewy on the inside, a little bit crispy on the outside. The flavor is so delicious. It's absolutely unreal. These, I think, are one of my favorite cookies I've ever made. They're dense and chewy, so full of bright, zesty, very florally flavored. These cookies are so, 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 so good. You have to try them. So let's move on to tahini recipe number 3. Last but most definitely not least, although I will admit, this is not my most beautiful recipe. We got brown dates, espresso, chocolate, and kind of brown pistachios. So again, not the most gorgeous looking recipe, but you must trust me because it's an absolutely delicious recipe. There I go, saying it again. It's an absolutely scrumptious recipe. How about that? So starting off with dates, chewy, gooey, medjool dates. Then of course tahini, a little bit of coconut oil, which is going to set these truffles or bites or whatever you really want to call them into more of a fudgy consistency. The pistachios, because you know me, I can't have anything without texture. And then some ground espresso, some cardamom, some protein, because I mean, that's optional. You don't have to add the protein powder. I just like the addition because it adds a little bit more nutrients and makes it a more well-rounded treat slash snack slash even breakfast kind of treat. And then to cover up how not beautiful they are, I rolled them in some sesame seeds, really finely crushed up pistachios, and some dried rose petals. Alrighty, and that concludes 3 tahini recipes that are sweet and great for snacking, super healthy, super satisfying, super delicious, full of amazing nutrients. I keep looking at this because I want to bite and then I remember I'm talking to the camera. Leave a comment below and like this video if you did enjoy it, if you got anything out of it, and subscribe because it means absolute world to me. They're fudgy, but you get a little bit of the crunch from the espresso beans and the chocolate and the pistachios. Super rich, and then the cardamom and the espresso keep playing back and forth with each other. With each other. Wow. I don't know which recipe I love most. I seriously think I love them all. So they're also different, but they're also delicious. I'm gonna go because I'm sure there's food in my teeth, but thank you again so much for watching. I hope you create a zestful day.